With that, I pass the floor to our Madam President, Patricia Yap.
Thank you so much to our SAE Ali for the very, very great coaching on how we're going to enjoy the session. Before that, let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Woo! Thank you so much for having Kaylin Ledger here. She's super amazing. In fact, she's tuning in from Sydney. A little bit of a background on Advanced #Ardent Speakers. We are a whole bunch of passionate leaders from different parts of the world wanting to make a difference in our community, our workplace, and even our country. We do invite special speakers to come to our meeting at least every once a month so that we can learn the best from our best experts here. And we're very much delighted to have Kaylin here with us. And on top of that, it's so important for all of us to take a memorable group photo before the session starts, because I'm not sure if we are going to stay till the end, because that we want to capture each and every one of you now. So if you're convenient, if you're not driving, go ahead and turn on your video. And Sean, our very passionate new member, will be taking a photo. So with that, invite all of you to turn on your video if possible, and over to you, Sean. Just give us a count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Just wait a moment. Another one. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Woo! With this, I'm so excited to kickstart to help us to MC the entire event. I'm so honored to invite this one and only individual person in District 102 who actually finished all his 11th path before anybody else on the board. Okay, let's welcome our Toastmaster, Lai Kok Fook, Distinguished Toastmaster from District 87, also District 102, and also District 51. Over to you, Lai.
Thank you to our club president, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap. Welcome our world leaders from around the globe to Advanced #Ardent Speakers Ultimate Masterclass 3.0. Today, the club is honored to have Distinguished Toastmaster Kaylin Ledger with us today. And today's masterclass is a little different from what we used to conduct in the past. Now, as we proceed, I would like to introduce our speaker first before we proceed to her session. Kaylin Ledger is the past district governor for District 70 and also the past region advisor for Region 12, and she served during the term 2020 until 2022. She is also the founder of Kaylin Ledger Coaching in 2019, an accomplished author with the books which is Speaking is Not Worse Than That and From the Heart with Tears. She's also a certified holistic life career executive coach, also a world-class speaking coach. Now, everyone, please give a warm welcome, a big hand applause to welcome our speaker, Kaylin Ledger, Distinguished Toastmaster, to conduct the power of coaching. Kaylin, the virtual stage is yours.
Woo!
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Wow, the power of coaching. When Patricia reached out and said, would you do a session, and gave me a few options, this was one of them, and I just couldn't get past it. I don't even remember what the other topics were because this topic just really resonated with me. Now, coaching, I was first introduced to this topic when I was in the public service, working up in Canberra. And I was going through some transition in my life, and I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life, but also I wasn't sure what I wanted to do at work. And fortunately, at work, they had this coaching program in place. So I signed up for it. It's like, absolutely, I'll try anything. And it was there that I realized that I can go so far on my own, but when I have a coach, I can go so much further. And in fact, with a coach, I went beyond my expectations. And I think that's the glory and the power of having a coach, is that they can help you. They can provide the space for you to be able to see things that you may not see clearly at that time. They can help challenge you, to help guide you, give you some clarity, or help you find clarity on what your path is. It's also wonderful to have somebody that is dedicating themselves to you for whether it's half an hour, 2 hours, however long the coaching session is. They're 100% dedicated to supporting you with your goals. So they're focused on your support. It was through Toastmasters, though, that I began a passion to become a coach myself. I was introduced to training, I was introduced to being a mentor and also a club coach along the way. And all of these roles helped me decide that coaching was something I wanted to do as a career. So after 26 years in the Australian Public Service, I left and decided I'm going to be a coach, and I embarked on my coaching journey. And first it was with the communication coaching with Craig Valentine, the world-class speaking coach. And then it was the holistic life coach, career coach, and executive coach. And there's so many different types of coaches out there that you can choose to do any different niche that works for you. But what I like most about coaching is I don't actually have to be the expert in that field. In fact, it is sometimes better if you aren't the expert in that field, because if you're the expert in that field, you will often feel like you want to inject your knowledge and you want to guide them on what you know. Now, as a coach, I did my coaching based on the International Coaching Federation standards. And as a coach, I never give my input unless they accept it. So basically what I would do is, rather than giving them my information, I would say, would you be interested in hearing my experience? And they have the power of saying yes or no, because it's their coaching session. And in those situations, I will share my input. But normally, it's a lot of asking them questions. So this is where we are going to do an activity in this session today. You're going to get to play around it being a coach. And, you know, it doesn't matter what the person wants to be coached in. You don't need to have the background, the skills in that area. You need to be able to ask clear questions that are short and easy to be understood. And we need to be able to practice silence and listening. So we want to ask them a question, and then we pause and we let them answer that question as well. I would recommend, when we go through the activity, listen to everything they're saying, then take a pause, then look at what your next question will be. That extra bit of silence will help them maybe give some extra input during the activity as well. So some tips for being, so we're going to do, as I said, we're going to do an activity. There should be a handout going into chat now that I would like you to download, because page 1 is important for this activity. So a couple of things that I want you to think about when you are taking on the role of coach today is to listen actively. Often what I will ask my clients at the very start is it okay if I take notes during this session? And they'll often say yes, because that way, if I'm taking notes, that will help me gather some information to be able to then ask a really good question coming up next. You want to be curious, so you want to ask open-ended questions, and I have given samples of questions in the handout to help you with the activity today. As a coach, there's absolutely no judgment on our part, and that is also part of, if you've got experience in that area and you ask them, would you be interested in hearing, and they say no, that is okay. You know, because it's their session. It's you as a coach, you let go of that ego, that need to share all of your knowledge, because it's about helping them bring out their knowledge, what's in them. into this session. Embracing silence is another area that's really important and to do, because often in that awkward silence, that's where the client will actually dig deeper and find their answer and their truth. And always keep it simple so that we've got only one question at a time that we're asking people. So I don't want to talk any further on this. I want to actually allow you to play, and we're going to have breakout rooms where in the breakout room, there'll be 2 people in the room, and 2 people per room. And it's going to go for about 15 minutes. And what we want is one of you will be the coach for the first half, and the other person will be the coachee. So the coach is going to ask you, like, what's a goal you want to focus on today? Now, you might already know what goal you want to focus on. If you can't think of what goal you want to work on, maybe think of your next project in Pathways, or something simple to do with Toastmasters. But feel free to go beyond that and do something for your career or life in this session. So one will coach and one will be coach in this first activity. You'll use the cheat sheet that I've given you to help you go through the questions. So we've got 7 questions, but for each question, there's an option of 3 choices. So only pick one from each of the 7 categories as well to help you. Around the 7.5 minute mark, we will let you know to swap. And at that time, even if you're not finished, try and swap, just so that both of you get the experience of being a coach and being coached as well. So before we do that, can I just get an indication of how many of you have already been coaches by giving me a reaction on Zoom, a Zoom reaction? How many of you are coaches? Yep. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got some 4. So we've got a few that have already. A rugby coach, absolutely. The interesting thing, a rugby coach probably does have more expertise in that area. I would not be very good at being a rugby coach, but yes, absolutely, the skill there. All right, okay. Has everybody got the handout? Are we ready to go? Yep, everyone's got the handout. Now, if you've got any questions, feel free to click there's a button that you can click to ask for help, and I can come running. But I'll let you all go into your breakout room and have an experience of coaching somebody and being coached for the next 15 minutes. Thank you, Zoom Master.
So Patricia, will we be assigning the people that have their hands out only, or
Yes.
everyone?
For everyone who is participating, do turn on your video if you can't. Like Deanna, she's put on her virtual hand, because I do understand some of you are not convenient to participate. So I think we can create about 15 breakout rooms for the time being, and we will just randomly put those who are video on, put them in their virtual hand to put them in a room. So you're going to have a random partner, okay? Great. Can we do that, Ali?
Yes, but I need some time because I have
Yes.
to assign manually.
Okay, please do that. Yes. In the meantime, we want to recognize so many of you from different parts of the district. And this is going to be one of the best sessions that I've ever experienced, because we are on live right now. I also want to recognize Vitaly from Ukraine, who is tuning in. Vitaly is actually from Ukraine. So great to have you representing that part of the world. Thank you so much. Great. Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any words from you, Vitaly?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you. Yeah. Alif, whenever you're ready, just give me a thumbs up. Yeah,
Aye.
Alif, do lead some time. And because of that, I would also like to recognize our Ask Kaylin Anything session master, Daphne, who will be in charge of that session later. So I know some of you may have questions, And do
I accidentally click on
That's okay.
open the
They're
room,
all going.
so I cannot create any more rooms.
Oh, you should be able to add more rooms.
There's no
There's
option in my
no.
backup rooms right now.
Okay,
Can I do
rooms.
that side? Yeah.
Okay, rooms 7 and 8 have. Can you put people in room 7 and 8?
No, I cannot do anything anymore.
Okay. All right. Who needs to go to a room? Okay.
I can be neutral.
Yep, that's okay. And okay. All right. I think that's no.
Like, can you move the people? Because I can no longer move people to backup rooms.
Yeah. I've just put somebody the timer. Maybe she
Yeah.
oh yeah, she's gone. Okay. We've got one more room. So who wants to go in that
Yeah.
room?
Let's put Chen Fai, right? Chen Fai is okay to be in the room. Chen Fai is a coach as well. I mean, he's a dancing coach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he dances. Yeah. And Alicia, hi Alicia, great to have you.
I'm just finding. Where are you? What? Oh, you're in room 2. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm moving Alicia to room 3 then.
Okay. So
Mm.
Lucky and
Can you put
has
in
not
room 5?
gone yet. Okay, they're not moving yet. Let's
I'm
move them to
moving-
8. I'll move them to 8 and see if that works.
Mm,
All right.
Moving Daphne to room 2.
Yep. Try room 2 for that one. Yep. So with Lucky, Lucky's not joining yet. Did they have to click on the button or are they moving automatically?
I think they have to click on that button.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, can I opt out, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we need somebody in
Chu.
room.
Yeah.
Room-
Yirui
Oh,
Chu.
That's
Chu,
right.
you want to be? Yeah.
We'll move him to 2. Now we've got 2 people in there.
Mm,
Oh, start timing. He might not have noticed.
I will move Tian Fai to room 2 then, because Daphne got no partner. Or Daphne will move out again.
Yeah, I move out because no one in the room.
Oh, we
Uh,
just put
Daphne,
somebody
you
in.
move someone
Oh,
there
okay,
now.
okay, okay. I'll go back.
Do wait in the room because we're moving it slowly.
All right. Thank you.
Because some people are not joining and so on.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
let me move you to room 8 for a moment, then move you back. Then
Yeah. So just wait a minute and now go. Yep.
Now should be okay. All right.
Yep.
I accidentally clicked the button to open the rooms.
That's all right. Whenever it's 2 people, I normally just do it automatic as well. But it's a bit hard because there's a lot of people that don't want to be part of it today.
I was sent to room 8 and then automatically got moved out again.
Daphne, I'm moving you to room 8, then
Oh.
moving you back to room 2. Because once you leave the room, you cannot go back to the same room.
I see.
Okay, so when you
Now I go room 8.
room
Okay.
8,
Fine.
And
Thank
then
you.
wait to be moved. Yeah.
yeah, when you enter the room, I will move you to room 2. Okay, now moving Daphne to room 2. Okay, so now we're okay.
So how are we going for time? Wow, that's already that's 20 minutes of this 30-minute session gone.
We are kind of flexible, Kaylin. Maybe
Okay.
the FAQ, we can, yeah,
Good.
we can just leave all that to the very end and they have a bit more time.
Yeah.
Would that work better?
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, because I'm looking at the clock now and it looks like I've got 9 minutes left and we're only 3 minutes into the actual activity.
Yeah. So we will extend your session. The FAQ,
So-
we are flexible. And
Mhm.
moments
there
of
will be no-
appreciation
there
is
will
fair
be,
as well.
There won't be any FAQ session, just have the Ask Anything session.
Yeah,
Okay.
just have the ask anything. So in that case, Kaylin, if we allocate for your session another 20 or 15 minutes, would that be good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be good because we really want them to try and experience it, and then we can have look the debrief we can do in 5 minutes
Mhm.
instead of 10. That's fine.
Okay, good. So in that case, Kaylin's session would extend now to one. Yeah, we can do it until, in fact, until 1:20. What do you think, Kaylin? Then you still have about 25 minutes. Or do you prefer 1:15? We are flexible on that.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it by 1:15 for us.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
let's try for that because
Yeah.
that gives us 20 minutes, and then we've got just about 11 minutes left of the activity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So Alif, your session, we will just,
Should we hit pause while we're, or do you want to keep recording our chit chat?
our chit chat has to be stop recording.
Okay.
Want to pause, Patricia?
Yes, please.
Would you like to share an insight or a feeling of like how it was taking on that role as a coach, especially those that were first time coaches? So please raise your hand or unmute. Jenny?
For the save time, may I?
Yep. So Jenny and then Daphne.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for the patience too. I had my coachee, and that's Lee from Vietnam. And we started off very nicely. First and foremost, I have been a coach in work life, but not in Toastmasters. So it's a little different in that aspect. So when I started off, pacing myself very coolly and calmly and smilingly with a coachee, make her feel comfortable. And yes, and the question is, what would you like to focus on during this time together? She started off being shy, and I could see it. So I started off the conversation and gave her some ideas. So then say, perhaps you may like to share with me what is it that, she said her best thing is joining Toastmasters. I said, okay, during your journey, what are the 2 things that you love about Toastmasters and you had challenges with Toastmasters? Right. So she described, how she enjoyed her journey, like-minded individuals, and also networking, partnerships, and the passion shared together. Right, fine. The challenges part said, oh my, she had difficulty in getting ideas. And not only that, delivering ideas.
Yeah.
And it was so massive that she didn't know when to stop. So this is something where it's overwhelming in her structure. So my my advice to her is don't raise too many points, and the ideas actually come within you. Because if you tell your personal story, you can iterate very well. If you borrow stories, you may have to make references and so on. So I just give a simple example about her little baby brother and what were the things that he did and that amazes you, and what have you learned from him? What is the takeaway message? Very simple. So 2-3 points for any of your projects. And then the other thing she emphasized was her fear. So I said, yes, I went through that stage. So you're not the only one. So that is to resonate with her. And she felt very good. And I told her that I started with table topics, dumbfounded, didn't know how to speak. Okay. So then I gave her a golden rule that I said. Your fear, you have to practice table topics from stage fright to stage pride.
Yeah.
And she took it down. So that was something. And all in all, I told her, don't compare yourself with other speakers. No comparison. Be yourself.
Okay.
Be yourself, and then you will do it. And then your motto is, I'm going to get my goal, and this is the way to go. Back to you, Eileen. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. So it was, thank you for sharing all of that. I love that you did mention about building the rapport at the start. That is so important for any coaching sessions, to build that rapport and get the person comfortable with you in that session. I think some of your coaching was probably more mentoring because you were telling her what to do. Whereas a coach, we don't want to tell her what to do. We want to help her find the solution herself. So you might say, can I give you an example of how I dealt with it? If she says yes, then share one example, but then let her discover her examples as well in future. But yeah, fabulous. Thank you for sharing so much. Daphne, your insights, please.
Okay, thank you. I started off with Chen Fai. Initially, we had just a normal chit chat, just getting to know each other better. So we don't really touch on coaching or anything, so that both of us can build a rapport. And then after that, only we move on into the cheat sheet. And apparently, Chen Fai shared with me what he has been doing. He have even find out how to be a member of the board of professional speakers, and there are the requirements that he has not met yet, and which is why he is now on his way to taking this Toastmaster platform to practice himself, so that he'll be ready for the next stage to be a professional speaker. And the challenge that he has is also finding his niche, which is most of us, even myself, finding our niche, what to focus on and be good at that, so that we can actually expand and actually work on that, so that it becomes our unique selling point. Yeah. So basically right now, Chen Fai was still looking for it, and I was suggesting that he look in what he has right now, instead of going out and look for something that he doesn't know at all, because he's still finding a niche. But if we look into ourselves, we may find what we already have, use that, zoom in, explore on that, and then find that unique point, selling point, which you can actually use to for the speech, and then the sharing. Start with it. Eventually expand our horizon, expand our choices, and after that, only decide which is the real or the actual one that we actually want to focus on and be that professional speaker in that area, kind of expertise. Yeah. So I go on. He got hanged because his phone overheated. All right. That's what I want to share. Thank you.
But thank you for sharing that, Daphne. Something, as you were sharing that, what also highlighted to me is that sometimes when we're coaching somebody, there'll be a number of different things. So there was one about wanting to become a professional speaker. That could have been the stream about identifying like the goal of the session could have been identifying the steps I need to take to become a professional speaker. But then you also mentioned about the niche. So then that's another side of the focus of the session, being able to maybe brainstorm different types of niches or skill sets that the person's passionate about. And when you brainstorm as a coach, again, you can ask, would you like me to be part of the brainstorming, or would you like me just to help you brainstorm the idea? Again, it's up to the coachee as to how much involvement they want for you. Now, there's been, I was hoping to go a bit further into get insights into how people felt being coached as well. Because we're running out of time, if you can share your insights in chat about the value or the experience you had being coached, that would be useful for everybody to see as well. On the handout, I have included on page 2 some additional questions. So when you have the opportunity to coach somebody for a longer session, you'll build the rapport and you'll start working through those question sets. But instead of going one question per each of the 7 categories, you might want to ask some additional questions just to dig a bit deeper. So for example, you want to be a professional speaker. Okay, how is being a professional speaker going to impact your career or your life? You know, and then pause, ask a bit more. What would your life look like as a professional speaker? Pause, you know, and you can do some additional probing questions just to help get more clarity for the clients so they're more connected with their topic. So those questions weren't part of the activity. They're kind of like the bonus that you can take away and use these questions whether you're mentoring or coaching anyone in Toastmasters. But thank you for playing along with the power of coaching. I hope you got something out of it, and I'd like to hand back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Kaylin, for doing a different style of coaching session and sharing with us why is the power of coaching is important to us. Thank you for that. And now we move on to our FAQ session. I will.
Lai, there's no FAQ. We go straight to the moments of appreciation. FAQ
Okay.
will be combined with Ask Kaylin anything later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Patricia, I will pass this session to you for our appreciation session.
Thank you. And certainly also thank you to our Distinguished Toastmaster Lai for being our MC. Very impromptu. But in Toastmasters, we learn to manage everything with ease, with a growth mindset. Once again, I can't say enough thank you for giving us such a valuable questions. This list of questions, I have not had time to go through each and every one of them. But by just going through 50%, I knew if we take this seriously, this is the life-changing moment you have been waiting for. And I'm so grateful to you, Kaylin, for sharing this generously. So all of us, regardless of where we are right now, I feel today's session is certainly full of values, full of golden nuggets by going through the chaos that we did. Because it was so long that I haven't had a chance to really put Alif on the hot seat to create so many breakout rooms. And he managed it, regardless of all the stress that he has. Thank you, Alif, for being ever ready to serve all of us. And I believe the reason why Kaylin here is also here is a life purpose to give before he even knew who we are. Isn't that so beautiful? Let us give Kaylin a huge, huge round of applause. Unmute yourself and say, thank you, Kaylin.
Thank you.
Thanks,
thank you.
Kaylin. Thank you so much. Woo!
Thank you so much.
We love you. And certainly keep this list of questions very close to your heart. I'm so grateful Kaylin is not charging us. This type of questions, you have to pay for it, and I'm serious about this. So hold this closely to your heart. And by all means, please use them and answer the questions as well. Okay, I also want to acknowledge Kaylin, certainly with our culture to acknowledge Kaylin. And Alif, whenever you're ready, feel free to share the screen. And we will also have our photographer, Shan, to get ready to take the photo as well. Shan is our photographer all the way from Taiwan. Thank you, Alif.
Let's appreciate our speaker for today.
Thank you, Kaylin, for being so amazing. But Alif, you have put the wrong name.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
You-
Alicia
will love that.
Yeah. But it's so funny.
We have to share a copy of that with her. That's beautiful.
I know. So coincidentally, Alicia was also having a lot of challenging moments, but she told me, you know what, I'm gonna do my best to just zoom in and give that support to Kaylin. And supporting each other is the most beautiful thing that we all need. Alif? Sorry. Alif is our man of everything. Thank you, Alif.
I think the appreciation certificate of appreciation is missing the word. So maybe we give some time to Alif to prepare it, edit it, and then we may go ahead with the ask Kaylin anything. But
I think in that regard, thank you, Daphne, for your suggestion. Thank you. I think Alif do need some time and all that. Never mind. We will take a group photo first. The group photo is so important, and that will take a while actually. It's so important. So I know. Okay, how many of you really learned something? Really learned something? Give us a big smile on the screen, because we just showed up and you took something away. How beautiful it is.
Apologies. What did Daphne said earlier? Because I cannot use my phone right now.
That's okay. We can do that as well. Thank you, Daphne, for your suggestion. In fact, we have another set of cert. I will send it to Kaylin as well. So Kaylin, you will have two different certs today. One is designed by Alif and another one is from Advanced Hairstyle Artist Speakers. So it's okay. Let's continue the show. And if possible, yes, let's use Alif's certificate of appreciation. Thank you, Daphne, for your suggestion. Yeah. All right, let's spotlight Kaylin and myself. Spotlighted already. Yeah. Shan, are you ready? Just give us a verbal cue so we know when to smile.
Okay.
And open the eyes big. I remind myself.
Just wait a moment. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And just wait a moment for another session. 1, 2, 3. Another session, please.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. And finally, just one moment. Okay, thank you for everyone. I will post on the test box, chat box. Thank you.
Thank you. And also on top of that, let's spotlight all the role players today. Lai, thank you for serving as the Toastmaster of the day. Daphne, Ask Kaylin Anything Master. Photographer, Shan. Of course, our Zoom Master, Alif, and Suisin, our timer. Go ahead. Okay.
I'll spotlight it.
I'll spotlight it. Shan, over to you. Are you able to take a quick photo?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Good.
It's okay. Thank you for everyone.
Yes, everyone. Now, the time now for everyone to be on the photo. Shine is working very hard for all of us now. Okay, everyone on your photo, if you're able to turn on your video, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. I'm seeing so many of us. And BK, thank you so much. BK is also our member of Advanced Hairstyle Artist Speakers. Great.
And you may use the reaction button with the heart if you wish.
Yes, use our heart. Yes. Give our heart to Kaylin because she gave her heart first, right? We are following her footsteps. And I do encourage some of you, if you can take photo, please take photo as well. The more, the better.
1, 2, 3.
Some of the hearts got missing.
Okay,
okay, we
thank you.
take one more. Can we take one more?
Yes,
This one?
okay. And
Open the eyes.
another,
I
yes.
talk to myself.
Okay, you can count it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, take it.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to serve all of you wholeheartedly. Just in life is so true. Nothing can be perfect, but the moment when we accept that this is part of how we learn and grow, no matter what happened in front of us, that to me is true leadership. And that takes a lot of courage and bravery to embrace that imperfection in all of us. In fact, I want to applaud all of you for spending your time here with us as well. We love to hear your feedback on how you have learned today. Even though it may just be a small takeaway or the big one, we hope you have find your time spent here with us valuable, hopefully helping you to start your Toastmasters term July 1st with even more momentum, more enthusiasm. And for some of us who are still running the race, keep running and keep running until we cross the finishing line. And as the president of Advanced #Ardent Speakers, we have been very passionate about growing ourselves, but we also understood in order to grow ourselves, we also need to share the knowledge and the wisdom we all learn. I found out, as Warren Buffett has mentioned before, the more you learn, the more you, who wants to try this?
Don't know. The more you earn.
Okay. Yes. The more you learn. Who said that? The more you earn.
Oh, the more you earn. Okay, that's a good one.
Yes, that is very, very true. And I can't say enough appreciation, gratitude to Kaylin, who has been so generous with all of us. And we also would like to hear your feedback to Kaylin. So now that we have some time here, I'd like to hear some of you who have not been able to let us listen to your voice yet. So on my screen, I'd like to invite Lee to let Kaylin know what did you learn from today's Power of Coaching. Lee from Vietnam, yes, you're representing your country now. What did you learn from Kaylin's Power of Coaching?
Well, I have to say that is one of the most wonderful experience so far about coaching. And the most impression on me is that she remind me about my beauty, my uniqueness. Like everyone have their own story. Everyone is beauty in their own way. So just there to raise your own voice. Yeah, and remembers that just be relaxed and comfortable with your sharing because you're always beautiful with your own story. Yeah, that I love it so much. I learned so much from my coach. Like everything will start within you first, and then every problem will be solved. Yeah. So thank you so much for giving me that great, wonderful experience. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you, Lee. And also Savine in the chat box, she mentioned everyone is beautiful. Everybody is beautiful. Recognize that, own that. On my screen, because we are running short of time, so each of us would have 20 seconds. I know it's so short, but I really want to hear as many as possible. So let's start with Victoria, followed by Jasmine. Let us know what is your biggest takeaway from today's session. Victoria.
Two points. First one is that I never realized that a coaching session can happen so virtually in the Zoom meeting with two persons in one breakout room. The secondly is that in a coaching session is about how to stay curious, but also not stick to the script so strictly. It's actually kind of impromptu when you hear another person's feedback, or what kind of a follow-up question you can bring up, or when to say, I can would you like to hear my experience? So Fantastic. It's kind of impromptu.
Yeah. impromptu is the way of life. I really believe that. Nobody knows COVID is going to come, right? Impromptu is something that we just need to embrace. Jasmine, 20 seconds for you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really like this session being a coaching. Actually, I had never been a coaching before, but today I realized that when I do as we start, actually my coachee, she don't know what was going on. That we just say follow the script. At least we go on. As a people who work for a while, we don't know what is going on. At least we keep the conversation going. And then later on we find that something that actually we can find a lot of the things among ourselves. We can have our own solution, but then we just never all be able to find out. I do find that this session is very, very, very well. I wish that this is a much longer time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jasmine, for showing up. Thank you. The final person I would like to invite is actually Distinguished Toastmaster District 102 Director, Aziza Hassan. She's been my mentor. She always was there to look after me. I know I'm doing a public confession that I can be better, but I would also like to hear from you, Aziza. Let us know what your takeaway is. Then we will end the session and Daphne will come on board. Over to you, Aziza.
Thank you, Pat. Kelly, it's lovely to see you, even though it's virtually. It's been a long time. What I love about this session is, number one, it's your generosity in sharing the cheat sheet. It's different in the sense that it's not just you presenting it and we listened, even though there's a handout, but you actually made us go into a breakout room and to be the coach and the coachee. So that's something different. And because it is not following item by item per se, it also reminds me to learn to listen. You know, Toastmasters, once you start talking, you don't want to stop. So yeah, this has been an enriching personally for me as well, Kaylin. Thank you so much. And thank you, Pat, for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you for saying yes to us. All right. So with this, let's give a big, big round of applause to all our participants and certainly all our participants who gave feedback. I know all of us want to give feedback. So let's stay on. Kaylin, I'm so sorry. We're going to keep you a little longer for another 15 minutes. So I'd like to hand the session over to Daphne. For some of you, if you do need to leave, go ahead and we love to have you back in our July session. With this, over to you. I will ask Kaylin anything, Master Daphne.
Okay, thank you to our Toastmaster of the day as well as the club president. Now it's my turn. I have, based on the question that I see in the chat box, if you have other questions, please type it in. I'll pick it up and then share it later. There was one question: how do we differentiate between coach and mentor? There is some difference. Now, let's make use of the other question, a compass that someone mentioned. If a compass, is it the coach giving or mentor giving the compass to the mentee to work it out, find their way themselves or guide them through? Or is it walk them through and find the way together? Which is the coach? Which is the mentor? How involved should we be in? Although just now Kelly did share a bit, now a bit deeper, please. Thank you.
So from my perspective, the mentor is somebody that has walked the same path that you want to go down. So I mentor a lot of leaders in Toastmasters because I've been a leader up to region advisor level. So I'm mentoring a number of district leaders at the moment, a number of club leaders at the moment, because I've been there and I've done that. So as being a mentor, I've already been down that path. Now I will, when I'm mentoring, use some coaching skills because I don't want to give them everything. I want to help them think so that they own their role, so they find their own leadership. But because I've got the experience, I can say, now everybody, make sure your clubs have submitted your club officer list before the 30th of June so that we can set each other up for success next year. So I know what they need to do, so I'll share that information. Whereas a coach, I may not have already walked that path. Okay. For me as a coach, my main role is to hold that safe space for them to work through what they want to focus on. So I will ask questions and I will pause and I will listen. And depending on what they say, I will then ask another question and I will pause and I'll just keep probing questions at them to uncover the answers that are already within them. If it is an area that I've got expertise, that's where I will say, would you like me to share? And I'll include that. But basically, from my perspective, in what I do, and it definitely different to a dancing coach and a rugby coach, I don't need to know how to do what they want to do, but I need to know how to listen and to ask a question to help them unlock it. As a mentor, I need to be a step, at least one, if not more steps ahead of them on the journey. Does that answer the question?
Yes, now you have made it very clear to us. If we want to be a mentor to somebody, basically take the role only if we had walked the path before.
Yeah.
If we haven't experienced it ourselves, then please go and experience it first before be a mentor to the mentee or getting a protege in the first place. And as for coach, I don't have to be able to dance, right? But nonetheless, I can actually help Gen 5 to find his niche, probe further into what he has, what he thinks, and the opportunity that is available. So this is how we actually differentiate between the role of coach and mentor. Now, for the criteria to be a coach, or in other words, that what do we actually look for when we are looking for a coach? That is why the same replicate in the criteria of a coach, because that is what I look for when I look for a coach. How do we identify who is suitable as a coach to us?
So when I'm looking for coaches, I am looking for somebody that is normally linked to the area that I want to focus on. So for example, when I want to focus on my speaking, even though I'm a world-class speaking coach, if I want to focus on speaking, I'm going to someone that I know has some skills and experience in coaching in that area. When I was writing my first 2 books, I went to somebody that has experience with writing books, or in that case, speaking the book out. Because my first books, I didn't type, I recorded and transcribed so much quicker. So I went to a mentor that has done that, a coach who has done that, and she's coached lots of people in that area. So I do research what they need. So this is where people being able to, like people that have niches are great, because if you've got a specific need, then you go to them. For me, what happens with me, people come to me because they've heard me. So they've either heard me through Toastmasters, they've heard me through other groups, they've heard me on social media, and they've looked at my stories and what I'm doing, and they're like, okay, this person can help me achieve that. So it's similar to mentoring in the sense that, like, I don't have to have the skill they want, but they'll hear something in what I'm doing and they'll go, she's got what I want. I want to work with her in that case. I call myself a holistic life coach and communication coach, because for me, everybody I coach, it's not just coaching them for their business, coaching them for their training program, coaching them for a book, coaching them for life. There's, they'll come with one reason, but there's always other areas that need, that they want coaching in that helps. So I'm more a holistic coach, whereas, it depends on what you need. So I would definitely be looking at reviews, looking at what they're doing. I'd also be listening to them and looking at what they're what they're offering. While free coaching sounds great, free coaching often actually ends up more expensive because they've got something else they're promising you or they want you to sign up for. You know, so look for coaches that will do a package. One coaching session is normally never enough. You normally need at least 3 or 4, depending on what it is. That being said, some people will want to sign up for a lot longer as well.
Okay, thanks. And then the next question is, how do you apply coaching to the workplace, as many of us are actually also working, some are working in various engineering, for example, and then some are in service, some are in this marketing, and some are in production, etc. And another one area, trainer.
Yeah. So one of the easiest ways, listen. So always listen, and listen for what's being said, listen for what's being said repeatedly, the same thing over and over. Like one thing as a coach, you when you're working with somebody, you start to identify patterns of behavior, patterns of not doing something, things like that. Now, if you've built the rapport with the client, you can, because they've given you permission, you can call them on that and say, you know, this is the 3rd time you have not delivered on your goal, and you can hold them accountable for that. So listening in the workplace is good. You may not hold them accountable depending on who you're talking to. You know, you've got to be careful, obviously, with your job. But asking questions and being curious is something that I think is really important in the workplace. Whether you're a leader or not, you can become a leader by taking other people under your wings. So people that are coming in that may not have been in the workforce as long as you, may not work in that team as long as you, you can ask them questions, you know. So it's kind of like in the workforce, before you tell them, ask them, you know. So before you tell them how to do it, ask them, what do they think? Ask them, what have you tried? And that is starting to apply the coaching skills in the workforce as well. Now, obviously, you've got to, you know, it depends on the circumstance. 100% depends on the circumstance, because if your boss wants you to give them the answer, you're not going to ask them, well, what do you think? You're going to give them the answer, you know. So you've got to use your judgment with it. But yeah, the skills that you have to apply in the coaching session, you can apply it in any interaction at work. Yeah.
Now, there's one question I have for you. So if your coachee comes to you and say, I can't overcome the challenge of procrastination, I can't get rid of it, or giving you tons and loads of self-defeating so-called negative affirmation, can't do this, can't do that, because of this, no, all the negative thoughts, what would you actually do or say to your coachee?
Yeah. So again, all of these will, when you're in the moment of coaching, it's really you go with your gut instinct. But as soon as you were saying that, the first thing that was coming to mind was I'd be, you know, exploring the reason why they wanted to achieve that goal in the first place. You know, they've obviously come to me for a reason. And, you know, for example, they've come to me because they want to start their business. And it's like, oh, but I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do this. And it's like, okay, let's revisit, you know, why did you want to start the business? How is it going to change your life? You know, so really asking them a lot of questions to get them to reconnect with the why for what they were focusing on. But also another direction I could go down is, especially if it's been happening a few times, I can say, yeah, I've seen that you know, this time and this time and this time. This is a pattern that you have. Where else in your life is this pattern showing up? And then we start to explore the procrastination or this, you know, the limiting belief a bit more to try and identify where it's coming from in their life. I use imagery as well, and you know, visualization, and I will often like a timeline as well to help the client, you know, close their eyes and kind of like take them back to a time in their life. Sometimes, not, I won't say all the time, but most of the time, the root cause is actually happened in our childhood. Like one of my big barriers happened when I was 8 years old, and my coach took me back there a few times until I was able to repaint that situation, get a different understanding for that situation, and then I was able to start to move forward through that. So yeah, dealing with why they want it, but also exploring that behavior, the behavior of procrastination or the limiting belief and what they're saying. I've got a great activity for limiting beliefs where it's basically you've got this table and that's all your limiting beliefs. And one by one, we knock the legs off the table until it crashes. And we break down that limiting belief, and then we rebuild it with new beliefs. So this is something that obviously you would not do in a 15-minute session like we had today. That's something that would more likely take an hour or more to work through to do that. But yeah, there's some different ways that I would tackle that type of situation.
Okay, thanks for sharing with us, Kaylin. Yes, if we are not satisfied with what we want in our Lego set, break it down into the individual bricks and rebuild what we want, the shape that we want, the design that we want. Basically, that is also in terms of our life. So the opportunity, the decision, and the possibility is all in our hand. We are the one who decide for ourselves. With that, I think the time is up. So thanks to Kaylin for sharing with us in details on all the questions that has been posed to you. I believe most of us has benefited from your sharing. Now I would like to pass the floor back to the Toastmaster of the day, Robert.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Toastmaster of the day is not ready for this, but I'll take over, and I'm so grateful to Daphne as well. Certainly letting us know some of the questions that we have, and also a lot of learning going on. But I think one of the very important things that I got today is really something that I always underestimate, and that's the power of listening, right? I'm not sure how many of you are resonating with me, but having said that, time is running out. But before we go, some of you have not given your gift, what your takeaway from Kaylin's session is. So I'd like to spotlight Vitali, and then moving forward is Raveen and Chu. So get ready and let Kaylin know what perhaps some of the takeaways that you got from her session. Over to you, Vitali.
Actually, I wasn't expecting that today's meeting would be like this. I connected to the last, link, but then Alicia sent me this, and I was amazed. I immediately was thrown to the room with the co-chair, and now I had so many really great advices from the speaker, from Kaylin. It was very great session, like great coaching session for free. I had so many inspiration ideas. It was really great. Thank you very much. It was really great session. Thank you.
Thank you. Raveen, what say you? Raveen is also very experienced.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia, for giving me a little bit of limelight. This session indeed is awesome. We had a very good speaker, someone whom I felt was willing to share. And the best part, she came out with 2 pages or more of a cheat sheet. So that lays it out very clearly for us. Of course, as I shared with my partner Aziza in our breakout session, given our stage of life, we have gone through this process of coaching and mentoring. So much so, in my particular case, I become a cockroach. But what intrigues, even until right now, what intrigues is the difference between a coach and a mentor. Well, there are as many roads to Rome as there are definitions of coach. And yeah, so Speaker Kaylin was very careful by saying my perspective. Oh, that's beautiful. I think you're politically correct. I did Google up. Google is the first reference for everything. And the answer I got, it may not be right, it's just another road, but I like to share because this is of interest. Because I was imagining thinking, hey, gee, I should give a talk on this subject, difference between coaching and mentoring. What they said is, coaching is for a specific issue, a specific matter, which normally will not be long. It's just for a short while, comparatively speaking. Mentoring is for a phase of life, much longer. That's the thing, and it makes sense to me. I don't know whether it makes sense to others, because one told me, whom I'm not the quote, is coaching, you don't get paid, mentoring, you get paid. I have my reservations, but anyway, thank you. I won't take too much time. Kaylin, come again. I really appreciate your thoughts. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Ravin. Thank you for your feedback. And Chu is our young Toastmaster, but very passionate moving forward. It's gonna be, yeah, Chu, you want to share something? He's going to Singapore to study, but I'm so proud of you. Chu, go ahead.
Yeah, so one shocking fact I heard from Kaylin is that being a coach, you don't have to be the expert in the field. It really astonishes me that, yes, coaching is not about yourself, not about your experience, imparting your knowledge to the others, but it is more about knowing what your coachee wants. And for me, here's my case now. I'm not going to be a coach in the meantime, but I guess building rapport or building trust, giving the coaches or just anyone around you, being comfortable around me is very important. So I guess these are the techniques that I can apply when I'm communicating with our others, or even if I'm lucky later on, I may be a leader and I share these techniques and skills, and even those charisma is very important in building interpersonal relationship skills. And back to you, Toastmaster Patricia.
Yeah, it's after all, yes, thank you so much. It's all about having human connection, the human way, so we can connect better, we can help one another. I'd like to spotlight Serene. Serene is actually a coach, and she's been through a lot in her life. Serene, perhaps you can share some because of time. So I think 30 seconds is great. And followed by Lai. Lai is also a trainer for in the fitness arena. So over to you, Serene. Love to hear from you.
Thank you, Pat. All right. First of all, I would like to say Kaylin is very generosity. Today, her session is really a billion sessions. All right. She taught us so much on how to coach, and she also gave us a chance to coach people or be a coachee. So this is a really very interesting sessions from you, Kaylin. I feel so glad that I got this opportunity to learn from you, Kaylin. Thank you so much again. All right, back to you, Pat. Thank you.
Thank you. Lai, what say you? Lai has been thinking a lot.
For me, how I look at it, because when we are coaching people, we are bringing a lot of knowledge. On the term, when we do the reverse role, when being coached, we must have an open-minded to listen what they are suggesting. Of course, we don't try to overthrow why we're being coached. Stay open-minded through the coaching session. As we know, we are learning together in the process. That's how I look at coaching and mentoring as well. Back to you, Pat.
Yeah, thank you, Lai. Thank you. That's a good one. Thank you. Really a teamwork, right? It's a very great teamwork together. I just remembered all the Olympic, athletes and all that. Every one of them, they certainly have a coach to help them to be the one. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that the coach can play the game so well. No, they don't. But somehow they have the knowledge and the skill sets and the enthusiasm to to give the coaches so that they give their best. All right, let's spotlight Sanduni. Sanduni is from Sri Lanka. Sanduni, I'm so happy that you are able to tune in today. Sanduni is a very, very passionate member of Advance as well. Go ahead, Sanduni.
Thank you very much, Pat. And I'm really, this is an insightful session. I really won't be able to participate here actively for the session, but I observed it and I went through that thing, and now it's a little bit silent here. So I had the opportunity to talk. That I'm really thankful for you to be here and give us this kind of session. Thank you very much, Kelly. Thank you very much, Patricia, for inviting her. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. Actually, I want to acknowledge Alicia as well for making me the opportunity to meet Kaylin, and thank you, Kaylin. So I think the world of Toastmasters is really amazing because we just connect with one another. Alicia, are you able to speak briefly?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
We love you.
I didn't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. Sorry, I couldn't stay on. I've had to be at doctors and medical today, but great to see Kayleen had a great session. I'll get to watch the recording at the end. It was great to see Aziza Hassan, who I haven't seen in about 3 or 4 years. So it was good to connect with a couple of people. But I'm sure this session was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Yes, Alicia is the one who connected so many of the leaders together with all of us. Great. Before we move, I'd like to invite Lucky. Lucky, if you are able to tune in and if you are able to Zoom, yes, Lucky. Lucky is our District 51 godfather, okay? It's been such a great blessing to all of us. Lucky, over to you.
Well, I think Kaylin has just confirmed with me this one fact that coach is more like a psychologist. He doesn't talk. He just probes you and you talk until you discover for yourself what the solution is. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So with this, we're going to end our session very soon. Kaylin, now that we are all here amazingly still with you, what is the final tip that you would like to share with all of us? Perhaps something that we should be cautious of when we are embarking either on a journey as a coach or a coachee? Yeah, thank you.
So the first thing, Lucky just reminded me of it, and that is, as a coach, I always speak less and listen more. So the majority, like Lucky said, the majority of the session is me listening and allowing the client to explore as well. But what I'd like to leave you all with is, you've got the cheat sheet, you've got the additional probing questions, whether it's outside of Toastmasters or inside of Toastmasters, have a go. If you're mentoring somebody, have a go at weaving in some coaching questions so that you start to shift from just giving advice to really developing the person through coaching as well. So yeah, that's what I would love. I would love to see you embrace the opportunity of being able to coach more people and use what you've learned today. So thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Kaylin. We love that challenge. How many of you are ready to take action? Just a show of hands. Okay, you don't have to, okay, but we're really excited. So with this, that is the end of our Advanced Ardents, the Power of Coaching. Thank you once again for all of you for being here. And most importantly, thank you for being our very faithful audience. Even right now, you are still here. So I'm just going to quickly take a photo with your most outrageous. Oh, before that, Swee Sin is gone. Okay, outrageous facial expression, whatever it is, I'm just going to snap a photo, okay? All right, on my count. 3, 2, 1. Yay! Okay, one more time. Okay, in case some of you close your eyes. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Yay! How amazing you are. Keep coming back, keep Toastmastering, and remember what Kaylin said. Go out and practice. Bye-bye. See you guys when I see you again.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Take care.
you.